I man, it's your motherfucking boy KSHOTEMS and all that. Just thought I'd come through for this video for y'all for today. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy KSHOTEMS, man. Back for another one, you know what I mean? Today, we dropping that Road Company, you know what I mean? For y'all that don't know, you feel me? I used to get shifty on this motherfucker on the Xbox One in like 2021, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I was getting shifty as a motherfucker on there, so you already know, like, I was like, you know what, fuck it, you know what I mean? Let me re-download it, let me see what it is on the PS5. And I ain't gonna lie, like, that community be dry, you know what I'm talking about? Like, let's keep it a buck, you know? That community is pretty dry, and a lot of people on that game, they think they some hot shit, and it's like, bro, that shit is not hard to play, you know what I mean? So for anybody on there, you got an ego, save that shit, you know what I'm talking about? Save that shit for the birds, you know what I mean? Because the game is not hard to play, you know what I mean? As you see, I get shifty on there. Um, you know, the recoil on the guns is nothing, you know. You could drop somebody pretty quick. Let's keep it a buck. What it does have, though, is they got, like, some real, like, team tactics that could happen on that game, you know what I mean? Just depends on who's on there, who's playing, who's really getting shifty, you know what I mean? Not everybody on there getting shifty, and like a lot of people suck on that game. Let's keep it a buck, you know, and the community is so small too. You can only play strikeout. So if you're really trying to play that game, you gotta play strikeout. But I ain't gonna lie though, the game is a good game though. It's a fun game, you know. At one point in time, it had more of a community, but you know how people are. They move past things. The game isn't what dies out. It's the people that, you know, their opinions and how they feel and all these different types of things, right? That's what kills the game. It ain't the game itself, right? Because the game is a good game, you know what I mean? But I don't understand how the game could be so dead when it is cross-play, you know? So if it is PC, Xbox, and all this shit, and it's that dry, you know, yeah, so if you really want to see this game really grow and get revamped from whatever it's at, because it is a fun game. As y'all see me playing it, you know what I mean? And, you know, K-Shot, I'm like, I just don't play anything, you feel me? Like, the shooting mechanics and everything is pretty simple, but if you look at how the team is naturally playing, they playing together, you know what I mean? And you know K-Shot, he all about teamwork, team tactics, and all that. It's just the people that are on there, they don't really have those qualities, you know what I mean? But there are some people that understand the basics, but you know, there's a lot of people on there that I run into, they don't know what the hell going on, you know what I mean? Like, just the way they play type shit. And you know, there's people on there too that they, like I said, like they think they doing some hot shit. Like, I've mic'd up, I even turned off the mic, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hear all this shit, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't even playing anything that's really like competitive, you know? This shit don't got no competitive either, you know? You can't compete. There's nothing like that. It ain't like no Fortnite or even Call of Duty or no shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, but it is probably because it's a old school type of style shooter in a new school era, you know what I'm talking about? So a lot of people probably don't even understand this type of style, because let's keep it real, like a lot of these people these days, their first shooter was probably Fortnite, like, you know what I mean? And you know, I play Fortnite, but Fortnite, if you play it for the building aspect, like building and shooting and all that, then yeah, like you for sure didn't come up on the same type of tactical shooting that used to take place. Because, you know, as you see, like, I don't be like really, like, I throw a smoke grenade and shit like that, but I really don't do a lot of these weird things that people do, like have a big old chain gun, or you know what I mean, drop fucking claymores like at every fucking door and shit like that. Like, people play weird, you know what I mean? And I notice it too. I'll be melting boys, you feel me? I'll be putting that fire in their ass, and they go right to doing some weird shit, you know what I mean, just to try to like overpower the team or this and that. And it's like, if you can't work with the team to do that, and you have to use a fucking rocket or some other crazy shit, well, whatever it is, right? Then it's like, come on, bro, like, you can't run around saying like you really him or you really skilled or whatever the case is, like you good at the game or whatever, right? Not saying like that's anything to be prideful over anyways, like who really cares, right? But it's like, you know what I mean, like a lot of egotistical motherfuckers. But I have met a lot of chill people too, you know what I mean. I have ran into a lot of chill people and but they just suck. Let's keep it a buck, you know what I mean? A lot of the cool people on this game, they ain't too good, you know what I mean? Like, and they be complaining too. I be like, what the fuck? And another thing I want to mention, man, like for anybody that played this game that see the video, man, motherfuckers need to stop like trying to surrender, like give up, like at all, you know what I mean? It don't matter how much you losing or whatever the case is, or if you only down by one, why the hell you trying to surrender and like give up? Like that shit weird. Like my whole intake on that is like, if you the type of person that, you know what I mean, like you so quick to surrender and give up and forfeit on a video game, like shit, you probably live your life like that, you know what I mean? Like you probably giving up on anything that you can give up on, you know what I'm talking about? So me personally, like, don't ever try to surrender, and people be doing it like when we winning too. Or the team just got up by 1 point and like they want to surrender. Like what the fuck? Like that shit's just weird. Like I just never understood like, you know, that type of mentality, because see, that's a mentality that carries on. It's not just something that is like on the video game. Like motherfuckers really like carry on their life like that, you know what I mean? So you gotta take those things in consideration. So you really think I'm gonna want that person on my list, or I want to talk to this person, this and that? So that's why I don't even mic up. You know, it's not because KSHOTEMS think he better than everybody and all that. It's just because like I don't want to hear this shit. You know what I mean? Like if people like the chill people that suck, you know what I mean? Like it's chill. You feel me? Like I mean, I'll talk to them, like bullshit, ha ha, he ha, whatever, right? Like, but the motherfuckers that like they just hear you and they start talking shit about whatever. It's like, damn, bro, like. Your life must suck, huh? Like, damn, like, I mean, hell, I could have not $1 in my pocket at some point in time, and I probably still don't feel like this motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about? So, I don't know, bro, like, it's just kind of like, you feel me, like, again, it's personality, it's characteristics, it's like people carry these things on in their life, you know what I mean, because they're so quick to be like that on a video game, you know what I mean? So that's where like KSHOTEMS don't really put himself around that type of shit, you know. But recently I've been adding people in the game just so, you feel me, like see who really plays, see who, you know what I mean? Because it's different when you play with people in a squad and you really see their true potential type shit, you feel me? And how they play, you feel me? But sometimes when you just, you know what I mean, just, you know, they just there, you feel me? You playing side by side them. You know, you may not really see, but the minute you squat up, you really know, like, oh shit, like we getting shifty, you feel me? Oh shit, we communicating this and that, you know? Because, you know, KSHOTEMS, everything he do, I get into what I do. It don't matter what I'm doing. I'm going to be, you know, the master of what I'm doing. Not saying I'm the best, but I'm going to, you know, make sure I master on the things that I'm doing, you know what I'm talking about? Like, that's how everybody should be with the things that they do. You know, perfect your craft and be a perfection to your art. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm talking about? And anybody that got anything to say about that, they just, you know, probably ain't perfecting their craft. They probably slacking every day, you feel me? Stop playing. But we ain't slacking, you feel me? We head tapping these boys. And like I said, the guns, they ain't like hard to use, you know what I mean? Like, it's really not hard to use. It's just about how you move. Because if you notice, like, I be dodging, I be taking my cover, I be strafing a lot. And if y'all don't know what strafing is, it's when you move left and right, you know what I mean? And you shoot your gun at the same time. But you got to get good with your hip firing, you know what I mean? In order to do that, you feel me? Stop playing. Yeah, see, a lot of people that came up on just like whatever Call of Duty, even Call of Duty or even Fortnite, whatever, like, some of them people, they don't know about certain tactical stuff, right? Like strafing. You could really use your body movement to your advantage, but you can't be looking down the sight when you're doing that up close. You know, mid range and far distance, okay. But like, you know what I'm talking about? Like when you're up close, and you'll notice, like, if you really pay attention to how I'm playing, whenever I'm real close, I hardly ever look down the sight. And if I do, it's because I know I got a clear shot of him and he's moving. But if they moving too much, you don't want to have to be tracing and following people, you know what I mean? So that's where, like, when you look down your sight, you just want to know, like, you lined up to shoot. And then so you see, like, from the hip, and sometimes you ain't gonna get them. You know, sometimes they gonna get you when you shoot from the hip, getting tricky. But hey, when you get shifty out here, you know what I mean? That's just what come with it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, and this game isn't like Fortnite where it's like Battle Royale. Like, you respawn, and it's more or less about holding a point and killing the enemies. You know what I mean? Like draining their eliminations out. You feel me? And then that's how you win. You feel me? So basically, you feel me? It's just a different style. But this is a lot like you know, even like Valorant or whatever, it's kind of like that style, just not that, you know, same gameplay, but same type of stuff where either you plant or you hold an objective and it's a small base map, you know what I mean? Based off of tactical stuff here, you know what I mean? Like, this is all tactical at the end of the day. Like, even though the guns is like, they shoot whatever, like, it's easy to get kills, but that makes it harder to play if people really on their shit, you know what I mean? Because the map's small, it's tactical, and you know me, I'll be chasing boys down, you feel me? Stop playing. But no, this game is actually a really fun game, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck, you know? I want to be playing it the way I play it, you feel me? If it wasn't fun, and even though the people aren't that good, they still can work together, you know what I mean? Because I still have really decent matches. And you know me, I throw the smoke grenade, and I'm the medic right here, you know what I mean? So, me personally, I like characters that help out the team. So me, I'll probably help win a lot of matches that I'm in, because I'll be picking people up, like, you know, left and right. I'll be throwing the little bird up, it picks him up and all that. So every time I see a boy go down, I try to pick his ass up and all that. And then, you know, whenever I pick people up too, I try to keep, you know, have some cover around them so their health could charge back up. And like, if anybody trying to shoot at them, because in my head, as soon as I pick somebody up, I'm thinking like somebody gonna be shooting at them. So I gotta either try to be there, or if I'm not, you feel me, my bad. But it's like, if I'm there and I see him, pick him, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm covering him, you know what I'm talking about? But a lot of times people in this game, what I notice is they don't understand, like, you gotta like pick your teammates up to keep like the numbers, you know what I mean? Because if you run out of numbers, now you lost, right? So the more you could keep your team together, structured, and not fully dying out every time. But that don't mean like try to revive a boy in the mid area when there's obviously enemies around, you know what I'm talking about? Like, if he right by you and shit and you could grab him real quick, okay, you know what I mean? But if it's some maneuvering shit, it's best that he just comes right back, you feel me, and gets right into the battle type shit. Look at me shooting from the hip, you feel me? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, nigga, these boys. And see, when you have your team right there, everybody's shooting at people together, and then that's the whole point, right? The whole point isn't, oh, who can get the most kills individually? Nah, who could win the match? It's like that in every game. Every game you play with a team, it's all about winning the match, and the kills is going to come in the midst of doing that. That's why when people try to only focus, you know what I mean, on kills, it's like, bruh, like, you ain't going to win the match, and it's like, why you playing the team game when you just want to get some kills? Like, you know what I'm talking about? So, I got a big issue with people like that, you know what I'm talking about? Because it's like, I be a real team player, you know what I mean? Really, really out here, you know what I mean? Really putting in that time, that work, you feel me? And I I come from tactical shooters and a lot of different styles of, stuff over the years of being a gamer and all that shit, you know what I'm talking about? So basically, you know what I mean? The shit that I be on and know, just like right there, I heard his ass, you feel me? I bet you these fools probably think I'm on some like janky shit, but like, since I have a headset and shit, I could literally hear everywhere where people are at, you know what I mean? And I literally be creeping on boys like that too. I hear them and I creep up on them, and I know by the way I play, just like right here, you feel me? I'm tricking on his ass. They probably think like, damn, like what the fuck, you know what I'm talking about? But it's just cause like all these people suck. They average, you know what I mean? Like I'm out here really, you feel me? But I can't lie, when this game first came out and I was on it heavy, there was way more people getting shifty on here, you know what I mean? But things dry out over time, but it's the people that dry it out, you know what I mean? And it's because there's a lot of other games out there. Oh yeah, this fool was getting shifty on these fools, but I ain't gonna lie. Like, this fool's going invisible and shit like that. Like, I don't know, that shit's jank, you feel me? I'ma keep it a buck, you feel me? Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna fuck with a character that can go invisible like that. Cause that's invisibility, like, you can't even see type shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it ain't like Fortnite where it's like there's a cloak over him and some green effect. Hell no, like, you can't see that fool at all. So, stuff like that, it's called balance, you feel me? And there's a couple things in this game that I've seen, and it's probably why, like, this game doesn't have, like, a big following like that. Because if you're really into this game and people start to use, like, these hoe-ass characters, like, I don't know, like, you gotta think the map's small already. Like, why the fuck would somebody need to go invisible? Like, it's bad enough you got, like, weapons that shoot fire, which I think that's reasonable because there's some type of balance to that. But invisibility or a big-ass chain gun, like, yeah, it ain't, I don't know, small map, like, nah, like, that shit don't make no fucking sense. So whoever is, not necessarily developing, but implementing new things to the game or put some of these things in there, like, they for sure don't know what the hell they doing. Cause hell, you get me making a map or placing things in this specific game. Oh yeah, like you gotta understand what it is, and I understand like these developers, they try to cater to like people because they play other games. That's why they brought emotes and all these other things, and I get that. But I think it would make a game more of its own and its own style if you didn't try to follow everything other games did, you know what I mean? Like, just do your own shit type shit, you know what I'm talking about? And, do things for balance and what makes sense for gunplay and gameplay, you know what I'm talking about? So that means, like, don't add things that just don't make sense, you feel me? Like, I mean, if the map was big, you feel me, then okay, some invisibility, some this and that, like, makes sense, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, it's still some hoe shit, but makes a little bit more sense, you feel me, than just straight up like a small map, you know what I mean? And yeah, like, oh, hey, these fools is getting knocked. I think my controller did some weird shit right here too. I can't remember, or it might have been on another video, but yeah, like, that's another topic too. My controller, like, I have a brand new fucking controller, but like, I be having some issues with the Bluetooth on that motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about? Like, it acts like it loses like connection almost, like signal or some shit like that. I don't know. But sometimes, like, it acts like there's some crazy stick drift and the camera be doing weird shit. And I'm just thinking, like, it's a brand new fucking controller in PS5, There's no way this controller is damaged already, you know what I'm talking about? So, either the shit was a defect originally whenever I bought it, because whenever I use it with the cord, nothing happens like that. Or if I use it without the Bluetooth mechanism, but it's still charging the controller nonstop, right? So that's where, like, I'm having an issue here, you know what I'm talking about, because the shit is brand new, you know what I'm talking about? So there's times in the game the character be doing weird ass shit, or even in the beginning of this game, I was like in the little ship testing my aim, like looking around, because That should be annoying. And I know it's not like a latency issue with my actual internet. It's for sure the controller, you know what I mean? And I'm starting to think that the PS4 controllers were better because these fucking PS5 ones, they done fuck these shits up, you know what I mean? Because they added some, you know, software to them or some shit like that, which probably just complicates shit more, you feel me, for a fucking controller. You know, I don't think a controller and the shit don't, you know, it don't need software when like the shit don't work any different, like any better than the other ones. You feel me? Like I actually liked the older models because if you go back, the PS1, PS2, PS3, like the older it goes back, the better the controllers were. PS1 had like the best controllers. You know what I'm talking about? PS1, PS3, man. Well, yeah, actually PS2, PS3 had like to me the best controllers and the layout on the controller for simplicity too. Nowadays, once they start putting the triggers on the back, like the PS4, like and the PS5, they ruined it. They ruined it, and then they ruined just obviously now like how the controller operates. But shit, man, that was a little victory. You know what I mean? Hope y'all enjoyed this video, fool. Stay tuned for the next one. You already know I'm gonna be dropping hot ones every day. You know what I'm talking about, every week, whatever you want. So just tune in, tap in every day, catch me live and all that, man. It's your boy KSHOTEMS, and I'm out.